Good morning, 6 o'clock here on your Monday. Thanks so much for starting off a brand new week with us here on the show. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez. Let's get right to Jenny Power in the Weather Center this morning. Jenny, you said some light snowflakes were moving their way out, right?
Yes. They're now through the North Idaho Panhandle, but they're going to be tracking east onto Montana here in the next hour. So we did see a little bit of that out on the South Hill. That slowed. Our temperatures, though, is what is making these conditions ripe here for some of that light snows. We're right below the freezing mark for Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, as well as Sandpoint, but trending a little bit warmer out toward Moses Lake. 39 degrees right now, 34 for Wenatchee. We currently are seeing some low 30s out toward Libby and western Montana, mid 30s for Moscow, and 34 degrees again out toward Wenatchee, low 40s for Othello. Our current satellite and radar, though, those snow showers we can see are moving out into the Silver Valley and are headed toward Montana. While we're trending a little bit warmer to the Palouse, that's actually where we've got some of that light rain. Now, we have been talking about heavy mountain snow over the course of the last week. We still have winter weather advisories actually in place until 11 a.m. for the central panhandle mountains of Idaho, as we're looking to pick up a little bit more snow, and the northern Cascades. But when we'll see the transition over into rain, even up in the mountains and higher elevations, that's in a few minutes.
Thank you, Jenny. Taking a live look now at traffic. This is a look at I-90 and Broadway this morning. Looks like the roads might be a little bit damp from some of that snow that fell, but other than that, things are looking nice and clear. I'm looking at our traffic maps, and pretty much everywhere looks just like this. No major traffic or congestion if you're heading out right now.
Let the madness begin. We now know when all 4 of our local teams will be tipping off in the NCAA tournament. The Gonzaga and Idaho men's teams begin their tournament runs on Thursday, while the GU and U of I women both play on Friday. KREM 2 is your tournament central. We will be on the road with the Gonzaga men throughout the March Madness tournament. First stop, Portland.
KREM 2 Sports Director Andrew Quinn got to talk with the team about just how excited they are.
Well, an exciting day here at Gonzaga as the Gonzaga men's basketball team is headed back to the NCAA tournament for the 28th straight year. The Zags get set to face the Conference USA champion Kennesaw State Owls in the first round, and as Graham Ike and some of his teammates get set for their final NCAA tournament journey, the word that's come to mind all day long is excitement.
I think as a squad, these are the certain things that we talked about, and to be able to embark on them is so awesome, and to reap the benefits from our hard work. And we know that we're not done yet, and we got a long run in making this tourney, so we're excited about that.
I'm very excited. I feel like everything played out how it should have with the season that we've had. Blessed to be a 3 seed. Just can't wait to get down there and win this 2-game tournament.
That's honestly better than I could have imagined. Growing up, you always just dream about playing in the tournament, especially for a prestigious program like Gonzaga. Really pleased with the 3 seed being able to play in Portland. So we're really excited.
I'm very excited. This is as you say, my first March Madness tournament. Then everything is very exciting. My family is coming. Then it's super nice. And I think, as you say, I'm in a moment with a lot of confidence. I'm feeling great playing. Then I'm just gonna do my best to try to help the team to reach as far as possible.
And with the Zags staying in the West region, they don't have to travel far as their first 2 games will be played in Portland.
Glad to get that 3 seed. Glad that we could stay close to home in our time zone, man. And we have great turnouts in Portland, so can't wait for the fans to show up as they always do.
Being at 3 seed was cool, but also just finding out we're going to be in Portland is probably as equally as cool. We saw how the fans traveled to Vegas, right? It felt like a home game there in the conference tournament. So going to Portland is going to be a lot of fun. We played there earlier this season. Felt like a home game. So being able to play in front of a lot of our fans is going to be really cool.
The Zags and Owls will tip off at 7 p.m. on Thursday. If you're not heading down to Portland for that game, you can catch that game on TBS. For now, reporting at the Kennel, Andrew Quinn, KREM 2 Sports.
As we mentioned, he himself, KREM 2 Sports Director Andrew Quinn, and our Brandon T. Jones will be in Portland with the men's basketball team. They will be getting there later this week, and we cannot wait for all of their coverage. It's so much fun. That is the Gonzaga women's team finding out they're going to be playing Ole Miss in the first round. We will have a closer look at that matchup and hear from the women coming up in about 15 minutes.
Meanwhile, the 13-seed Idaho women take on 4-seed Oklahoma on the Sooners' home court. Oklahoma gets to host the games as a top 4 seed. That makes it more difficult for the Vandals since it's a true home game for the Sooners. The Idaho women are hoping for an upset and their first ever tournament win.
It's going to be a fun matchup. They play fast. It's kind of one of the teams that when we're trying to see who we want to play like, it's one of the teams that we watched, so I think it's going to be a pretty fun matchup for the fans there.
We say March can be a lot of madness, and we were able to keep until now, and that's the goal, keep playing our hardest, I mean, there are games that we gonna probably succeed on rebounds or maybe on toughness, but we're gonna succeed.
Love it. Love to hear it. And so much more excitement from the Idaho men, too. After waiting 36 years to make it back to the tournament. They had to wait even longer, though, yesterday, as they were the final team announced in the bracket. So the Vandals will open up the tournament against Houston on Friday in Oklahoma City. Join KREM 2 this Wednesday at 7 p.m. for a live Tournament Central special. That's the night before the first games tip off. We'll be following the Zags and Vandals as they start their tournament runs. You can watch it here on KREM 2 and streaming on KREM 2 Plus Wednesday night.
Since the conflict in Iran is affecting global oil markets, gas prices have been going up. As we start this new week now, we're getting a look at what that means for us here in the Inland Northwest.
KREM 2's Regan Gallo joins us now live. So Regan, tell us more about what you're seeing at the pumps. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Tim, Nicole, and Jenny. Yeah, I'm visiting a few different gas stations here locally in Spokane. Going to go to North Idaho soon to see how that local impact and what commuters are facing at the pump as the conflict in Iran continues. And now, if you take a look behind me, I'm here at the Nom Nom on the South Hill on Regal Street. Unleaded is $4.49 and diesel just inching at $6 at $5.99. Now, AAA reports the national average for gas is $3.71 a gallon. In Washington, the average, though, is $4.92. In Spokane County, drivers are paying a little less at about $4.55 for regular. Just across the border in Idaho, prices are closer to the national average at $3.69. Kootenai County, a little less, just 3 cents less at $3.66. And also in the last week, a local survey says in Spokane that gas prices have risen about 26 cents. Now, CBS reports that Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf could push consumer gas prices even higher. If oil tankers and cargo ships are disrupted in this critical waterway, it could tighten global entry supplies and drive prices up, as we see at the pump. In fact, about 1/5 of the world's oil supply passes through the Strait of Hormuz. And before the conflict in Iran, about 130 ships passed through daily. So as these concerns continue across broad seas over in Iran, we are seeing those impacts here locally still across the Inland Northwest. I will continue to report this morning on gas prices throughout both Spokane and North Idaho. I'm going to the state line next. I'm going to toss it back to the studio.
Thanks, Regan. And if you're headed out soon, it is a chilly start to the day today. Our temperatures are right around freezing for both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, which is why over in North Idaho, they've actually been seeing some very light snow showers. Now, as we move forward, though, we're going to be seeing a mix here of some rain and clouds. Scattered showers popping up for us by about 11 a.m. headed into that lunchtime hour. Rain totals, though, are anticipated to be fairly light here for the day today. So it's that kind of drizzly, more consistent rain that we'll see through the middle part of our day. By 6 p.m., that system tracks on out toward Montana, and we followed up with some increasing clouds. But over the next couple of days here, still going to watch for a few scattered showers possible. I'm also, though, tracking a big warm up when it comes to temperatures. That, though, in just a few minutes.
To North Idaho now, investigators are trying to figure out what started the fire at a church in Post Falls. It started early Sunday morning and caused pretty extensive damage.
Yeah, Post Falls police got calls about the fire around 4 yesterday morning, and it was large enough crews from Spokane Valley had to help. No one was inside the church at the time. After the fire, the congregation gathered to pray and support each other.
It's emotional. You can see that they are faithful and in love with Jesus, which is so awesome. I felt like the worship this morning was just overwhelming, powerful, and glorifying God. And so I just thought that was incredible.
Right now, the church is trying to figure out what to do for their upcoming Easter celebration.
The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office arrested a man yesterday morning for allegedly stalking and kidnapping somebody. They say 37-year-old Justin R. Rapper stalked the person, went into their home, and held them against their will. Deputies were able to find him in Post Falls because he sent a photo of himself holding a gun to his head with a threatening message. Police are still working this investigation.
Right now, a Spokane Public Schools teacher is facing charges for sex crimes against a child. The principal of Stevens Elementary School reported the teacher, 32-year-old Mahela Benavidez, in February after the family of the victim came forward with the allegations. Court documents show investigators confirmed with the victim that the abuse started around winter break and the acts would happen multiple times almost daily inside 2 different classrooms. The Spokane Police Department says SPS separated Benavidez from the child once they learned of this. After a month-long investigation, she appeared before a judge facing first-degree child rape and first-degree child molestation. Her bond has been set to $750,000. She is expected to appear back in court for her arraignment this week.
Sandpoint says to look out for some new scams that are targeting both businesses and individuals. Our partners with the Daily Bee say a local developer reported the most latest incident. They got an email claiming to be from Sandpoint officials. The scammer asked for them to pay fees related to a development application. Luckily, the developer did not fall for the scam, but it's a good reminder the city will never request payment via wire transfer.